October 5, 2025, history was made. For the first time ever, the president of Palau addressed his people from the ocean floor of this tiny nation in the heart of the Western Pacific. President Surangel Whipps Jr, a passionate diver, a leader in fighting for the survival of his country, spoke from under the sea about the value of the oceans and the drama of plastic waste. He spoke with his thundering voice underwater with Merle Liivand, the Estonian swimmer nicknamed the Mermaid. A giant clam, one of the world's critically endangered species, on the red list of the International Union of the Conservation of Nature, was invited to have a seat at the table. Nature must always be a guest at milestone events when we are creating the future. Together, they held the world's first underwater podcast using light. Centrally situated in the heart of the Western Pacific between the Philippines and Indonesia, closer to Malaysia than to Australia, Palau's economic zone spans approximately 600,000 square kilometers, which is over 1,000 times more than Palau's landmass, which includes some 340 islands. This sovereign nation of 18,000 inhabitants with a vote in the United Nations is 99.9% ocean and only 0.1% land. Palau has a unique sanctuary for biodiversity, but it's drowning in plastics and rising sea levels. The coral reefs are among the oldest on the planet, home to hundreds of thousands of creatures without a name. Lagoons are full of jellyfish. Underwater forests boast hundreds of soft corals. Each islet is a unique ecosystem. The Rock Islands, listed as one of UNESCO's World Heritage Sites, is home to the rur, or the Bica palauensis flower, which has a sweet scent, the likes of which you have never smelled anywhere. The Mermaid, following Palauan tradition, wore the national flower on this historic event. In Palau, life thrives in and out of the water in a fragile balance and a magical beauty. In Pristine Palau, I describe Palau as the laboratory of nature, a place where life constantly reinvents life. I write, here, nature is not a resource, it is a teacher. Palau is also the first to establish a shark sanctuary, banning shark hunting in its exclusive economic zone. Every tourist on arrival must pledge to protect the oceans, fauna and flora. Everyone is reminded on arrival that the health of the ocean determines our health. But how can such a nation in the middle of nowhere dream of a future when most of its space is an open ocean and thus it has no Wi-Fi, no 5G, no fiber optics, no satellite connectivity, not even a GPS position underwater? The president realized that what his country needs has already been described in the Old Testament, in the book of Genesis. Let there be light. Light is a medium for the transmission of voice. That is a 150-year-old idea. In 1880, Alexander Graham Bell transmitted the human voice through a beam of sunlight from the rooftop of his laboratory over hundreds of meters to a receiver, and he called it the photophone. Today, data, voice and video stream technology is born or reborn. We have to thank the pioneering work of Suat Topsu, professor at the Paris University for the light transmission, and the inventor of the LED lamp, the Japanese Nobel laureate Shuji Nakamura, for flickering light that permits to carry all the info. The principle is simple. Light made by a LED lamp on a chip flickers, and these millions of extremely short flashes every second carry coded information, invisible to the eye, flowing through the water at 250 megabits per second. Information, sound and video is sent from a sender to a receiver. It is fast, it is clean, and it works where no radio or satellite can be used. While the speed of this first model is already 2.5 times faster than the best of mobile phones known as 5G, it is expected to create a superhighway at 252 gigabits per second. At that speed, all video gamers will want to be under the water. Light is a carrier of data where the internet doesn't work, where we have no chance to find our GPS position, and where no phone calls are possible. Now, thanks to the combination of light and LED, humans can speak and be heard under the water, video stream images of coral reefs live to the boat, and an underwater cable can say with a simple flicker of a lamp over a decade, "I am here." And soon, with the integration of AI, divers and visitors in the deep sea can understand the chat between a sperm whale mother and her sister, all thanks to light. This incipient revolution is what the president of Palau wanted to show to the world. The setting is perfect. 2 chairs and a table, plus a giant clam resting on the ocean floor. The president and the mermaid start dialogue, wearing a full face mask, permitting them to breathe and to talk for at least 1 hour. They listen carefully to each other. The mermaid told me she was still processing what happened hours and days after she heard the voice of the president underwater. The team out of the water got a chance to eavesdrop onto the conversation. It was obviously with cracks and squeaks, since the technology is made for use under the water, where space is densely packed with matter, and not in the air, where space is thinly filled, nearly void of matter. Remember, with 1 million bacteria and viruses in each drop of water, seawater is rather a soup of bacteria than simply salt water. The mermaid in this epochal conversation is no one less than Merle Liivand, a multiple World Guinness record holder. While the president speaks for the oceans with passion and pragmatism, Merle speaks for the children. Merle wants to share her dream, to inspire every child, and especially every young girl, to become a mermaid. And of course, boys can become merman. Many children dream to be a mermaid or a merman. The mermaid remains a symbol for many adults. And Merle wants every child in her care to overcome the fear of water. She mentors each soul, promising that everyone will succeed when committed to improve just 1% a day, every day, until you are just about perfect. She has inspired millions of kids. They turn into ocean enthusiasts. She needs them to discover the beauty, to imagine the future, and take care of the errors of the past. Merle swims without using her arms, since these are solely reserved for picking up all the trash she finds while swimming across seas. Millions of children learn to swim. Millions should learn to scuba dive and discover the magic of the underwater world. Now, for the first time ever, instead of sign language to communicate under the water, everyone can share their enthusiasm for beauty and their frustration with pollution under the water. And soon, everyone can listen to it anywhere Long time ago, the only way to share news or cry for help from a remote island was to put a message in a bottle and hope it will reach someone who will be ready to come and rescue. Now, you will not need the bottle anymore. During this underwater podcast, Merle read one of Gunter's fables printed on stone paper. This paper is made from mining dust, 100% waterproof, 100% recyclable forever, and 100% free of trees. This paper does not need water to make it or to recycle it, and it can be used in the water to write and to read. Stone paper was one of the first giant innovations of the blue economy, turning waste from a mine into a paper that lasts forever. This book on this mineral paper can be read in the water. Anyone can write on this paper underwater. This mineral paper symbolizes sustainability and transition to a more ecological society. We can write and share stories that last for thousands of years, if we wish to keep them. Or we can print and read once, without any regrets, since this paper can be recycled for thousands of times, without a drop of water. This world premiere in Palau was not just an experiment and a demo. It is part of a vision to grow an island economy. The technology was announced in the book Pristine Palau, which is available for free, as one of the platforms to build a future in remote islands. A social, sustainable, economic future. Palau is offered in exclusive access to the transmission of data, voice and images using light. Dozens of new services can be offered, value is created, skills and talent is needed, investments will follow, and a new economy emerges. Pristine Palau traces the archipelago's history, its matriarchal traditions, its changing climate and economic challenges, and its promise for a future even when rising sea levels and returning storms are causing havoc. The book describes how Palau can turn into a living laboratory where culture, nature, and technology create prosperity while regenerating the seas. Since underwater communications are so new, this is new for everyone, even for the scientists in California, the engineers in China, and the investors in Japan. The young and ambitious Palauans who search for a future in Australia or the United States could now imagine to come back to their motherland. They could be amongst the world's first underwater light engineers, the first underwater podcasters, the first coral reef live video streamers, the first triangulators of underwater GPS, the first film producers of underwater avatar movies, and so much more. Technology in this Pristine Palau book is described as something that is carrying culture, tradition, and the love for the oceans forward. It describes the portfolios that are created. And by the way, on page 197, it was already announced in March 2025 that Palau will be the first nation in history where people and the president talk underwater. This is inventing the future. Teams from 12 countries working tirelessly to overcome every challenge on the way to demonstrate this underwater communication system with light were committed to make it happen. No one had ever gathered the experts to do this and then tried to extract the sound from the deep under to the world of the internet. Palau, the tiny one, had the power to pull everyone together. The voices and video originated in the sea and spread through the air. Every crackle was a lesson on how to do better. This collaboration between engineers, researchers, divers, policymakers, and media experts opens a new era for underwater entrepreneurship. Imagine again the unlocking of all these opportunities. Scientific divers transmitting live images of corals to determine their health. 360 degrees views establish biodiversity of all living species in the water. Underwater schools where children learn spawning, ocean life in real time. Movies shot underwater connected to underwater musea. Illuminated and interactive research stations with sensors measuring water density, pH, microplastics, biodiversity. Now, who is ready to move to Palau and be part of the making of this exciting future? The leadership of the World Academy of Sustainable Development, based in Hong Kong, learned about this breakthrough and immediately decided to establish a base in Palau. So, who's next? The underwater communication experience isn't just about connecting humans, expanding the world of communications from land and air to land, air, and water, where more than 90% of all forms of life thrive. This first little small swim and talk is a minor event, but it's a giant leap for society. This is the blue economy, which is inspired by nature, which learns from nature, and which wants to put nature back on its evolutionary path. Every living species on Earth, and especially in the oceans, is a marvel of adaptation and improvement over time. Whatever did not adapt is a fossil today. Perhaps we only know 1% of life in the oceans, so it's time to go beyond the last frontier of our planet, the seas and the oceans. The blue economy is an economy where we use what we have, where everything has value, where creative solutions and portfolios of opportunities lead to meaningful jobs. This is the web of life, where everything is connected and where everyone is committed to doing more good rather than causing less harm. Remember, doing less bad is bad. It's really time to do more good. This is why Palau and all these small nations in the periphery of the world are such an opportunity to change the rules of the game. As designer of the blue economy, I am not against globalization. We are in favor of better. These islands demonstrate that better is not only needed, it is within reach. Faced with existential challenges, each one is prepared to get out of the box and lead. Palau is the first island nation, and many will follow suit. The President's words spoken for the first time from under the water and broadcast around will resonate forever. We must believe that light can guide our steps, even at these depths. That day, on the 5th of October 2025, light connected the oceans with land, and everyone was ready to listen to the wise words spoken. Palau sent a message to the planet. The sea is not a border, and deep oceans do not divide us, as long as light connects us. This is the future in the making. Everyone involved in this underwater communications is writing the history of the future. Are you one of the entrepreneurs? Are you an innovator? Are you a pioneer and early starter? A dreamer ready to join this adventure? Are you someone who wants to co-create this underwater communication revolution? This new infrastructure that permits us to stream data, voice and images will offer a unique GPS position for everything and everyone that moves in the water. This will help us forecast storms and determine where is the eye of the hurricane. Experts can predict the energy that we can produce in abundance from the swell of the seas, and offer the drinking water that can flow from the deep sea all the way to the surface, just using pressure. So let us know, who are the people ready to step forward and say, I will be the one. I will be one of the creators of this underwater revolution. Share your values and vision, ambitions and doubts. Write to us via this link. We will soon have 50 underwater units available for those who are ready to invest the time and the money needed to create the greatest infrastructure ever undertaken by humanity. The ocean awaits you, and the light is ready to be turned on.